On today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the most recent customs that I've had a go making. Now, these are just using spare parts, the same figures, spare figures that I've had duplicates of, using heads from like a bundle on eBay. I thought I'd showcase them because I've not really done one of these videos in a while, and I thought it was about time. Alright, this is my Melanie Bush, the Shutigatwa series final in his first season. Now, I bought the head offline on eBay. I think it was done by Mondos Productions. They are really good then, like their customs are just top notch. So I had a spare Yasmin Khan figure. They're like piss easy to find though. Yes, some of the paint's a bit sloppy. I could have done like the hands, but yeah, just easy peasy. Just your bog standard Yasmin Khan. I have got some flesh paint as well, so I'm gonna like just go over the neck. But it's basically Mel from where she's on the motorbike, and I thought that this is like one of the most easiest ones to do. She's wearing a white blouse, and the jacket's like put together, but I just thought, you know what, for the sake of it, because it's just putting a head on a body, it's a really easy one to do. Again, Mondas Productions, they've done a fantastic job. I could never ever do the eyes on some of my recent customs, so honestly, just absolutely fantastic. Go and support their page. I just need to go over this figure to perfect it, but she looks really good with Shooty and Ruby. So yeah, that's my modern day custom. I'm going to go for the 1970s just because it's an easy quick custom to do that anyone can do. Okay, so first off we have let me get my phone. Sorry, my ring light kind of broke. So straight off we've got John Pertwee. It's your easy to find Carnival of Monsters John Pertwee. Sorry, let me get the light. Carnival of Monsters John Pertwee. And all I've done, because I was making another custom, I've put the Clockwork Droid hands on the Carnival of Monsters Doctor from the 11 Doctors set. It's quite a common one that you can find, but what I've done, I've sort of put him in a pose where he looks...
What on earth do you think you're doing? Venusian karate. It's very effective.
I can't remember the name of it, but he does like his sort of fighting, and I've just sort of thought, well, this is an easy custom. If I... Oh, what is it called? I'll have to get the clip.
Venusian Aikido, gentlemen. I do hope I haven't hurt you.
Where he goes, hi, you know, he just like smacks them, like it's brilliant. So yeah, this one's a absolute easy peasy one to do. So you could have John Pertwee doing the
Venusian karate.
Yeah, that.
It's very effective. Hold it long enough, and the subject remains permanently paralyzed.
Okay, so while I was editing, I realised that I didn't actually have volume for this. So as you can probably tell, this is a very easy repaint of a Shutigatwa Tardis. This could be mistaken for the publicity pictures that were used during the announcement of Shutigatwa as the Doctor, where there was a pink Tardis because he was in the Barbie movie, and that kind of explains his absence during the 60th anniversary, which was a shame, but hey ho, at least we got him. Now, this was initially going to be the repaint of a 1980s TARDIS, but due to how much money they do go for online and how scarce they are, I opted to maybe just go for a shooting artwork TARDIS, because it has that kind of like modern Doctor Who TARDIS vibe with a throwback to the 80s, which is something that I've always loved about the Jodie Whittaker box when that was first released, like the images of that. So yeah, this is a very easy custom. It was a little bit annoying trying not to get it on the windows. I've opted for a metallic-y paint, like an acrylic metallic pink, I nearly said blue then, pink TARDIS paint. And I just think the sun, as soon as it hits it, as you can tell, it really sets it off. I have been wanting to feature this in one of my videos that I did early or late. I think it was, no, definitely late last year. So this is supposed to be a kind of happiness patrol TARDIS where the TARDIS is then painted pink in the story. And I did give this to my partner because he doesn't really have a TARDIS apart from the Doctor Who bird feeder from B&M. So because the Happiness Patrol is one of his favourite stories, and I think it was one of his first 7th Doctor stories. So have a Happiness Patrol looking TARDIS. But yeah, very easy to do this. Okay, so I didn't record anything for this either, but I just want to say this was such a fun challenge. Now, I started on this in October, and one of the hardest things that you might notice that I did do on this project, it was basically the railings. So I used like cocktail sticks, I cut out bits of like packaging that came with the figures, I painted it gold, I used Citadel paints, I've gone over it with like a silver so it stands out in some areas. Obviously it's not perfect, but I am just really proud that I tried to make this playset something that it wasn't when it was initially released. Now, for those who grew up in like the 2000s and, well, 2005 I should say, I remember going to Toys R Us and just looking at all the Doctor Who displays and merch that was around, and then, you know, being able to like get something, you know, was a treat. And the TARDIS playset that came out way back when, I think my dad originally got it me from, oh gosh, it's not, the shop sadly doesn't exist anymore. It was Woolworths. We don't have it over here for anyone in like the US or anyone else watching. If you are, thank you for watching. If you do remember like Woolworths, what was them in the comments? Because it's like somewhat of a nostalgia there. But this was a lot of fun. Now, when I first saw the 10th Doctor's TARDIS, I remember like pushing the button to make it go, and having it like built on Christmas Day with like my dad and my uncle. That was such a treat. You know, it was amazing. It's just, I'm just used to play with it all the time with the figures, and you know, like me and my sister would do Doctor Who, and it was just like childhood nostalgia. You know, like creating your own adventures and storytelling, and just letting your creativity go, your imagination run wild. So fast forward to like 2010, I think it was about, what, 11? Now, I absolutely loved the Matt Smith TARDIS. I remember trying to modify the 10th Doctor one to look like it. Didn't have any pictures, but I remember printing like pictures off bits of cardboard, whatever I could find. Now, here I've used some lights. I did watch some, I think they're called Doctor Who 2012, but there's another one, I think it's James Blowers. They did a fantastic remodeling using like cardboard and different, just go and watch their video. But
I really wanted to try and do my attempt at it. If I had the skills, I would have loved to have made the time rotor move, or I would have loved to have had the console light up. I did attempt to unscrew bits, but I really didn't want to break it, so I've literally just like added loads of fairy lights around the TARDIS and tried to extend the wall to look a bit like where it's got the dartboard in the Rebel Fashion Armor Speed episode from Series 6. I've tried to... I've just used bits and pieces, so, you know, I've done a loop here. I've just used what I could find in like the toolbox, bits around there, flat, you know, just whatever really. So enjoy. And if you've made it this far to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed some of these fun little custom modifications and just some simple, easy customs that you can do at home. You know, if you've got the spare parts to use, just recycle any little bits that break or anything. You know, I've just glued bits to this TARDIS. I've got it right on top of my shelf with all the doctors on it now, so you know it's so good for like displaying more of your figures that you have, and it's just so lovely to look back at it and think, bloody hell, that was the Matt Smith era TARDIS, like the proper like steampunky-ish TARDIS. If you've enjoyed the video, please comment, please like, and if you're feeling generous, just chuck us a subscribe. It'll really mean a lot. Honestly, stay tuned. I've got a fantastic showcase video which I'm working on, and it's a commissioned piece of art from the wonderful Zoe Cross, and it's a painted 3D model from Jeff Not Jeff on Instagram, so stay tuned for that. And if you've enjoyed, have a fabulous day. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. See you later. Bye.